What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back with another Chris Watts video, and this one is Melissa Parrish, a Chris Watts coworker, and the interview that follows. And I want to look into this because you guys have definitely had mentioned that you guys want to look into all these different interviews to see if we can pick and find something more about Chris Watts or Nicholkessinger that might add together, who knows. But with that being said, before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon down at the bottom right, hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so very much for that continued love and support that you guys show on my channel every single day. I'm so blessed to have all you guys, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. We're trying to get to 100K, but I need your guys' help. Also, we're going to be watching Zav Gril's video. Again, I want to mention for you guys to go over to her channel, give her some love, subscribe, comment, like, share. You know the deal. I would definitely like you guys to help her out in her endeavors, but I want to get into this video and see what this Melissa Parrish can tell us. Let's take a look.
Today, I'm going to do a little read through of the interview with Melissa Parrish. It was one of the girls that worked with Chris Watts, actually. I've read way back on one of my first videos, I read like little parts of this interview, but I'm going to read the whole thing. It's not very long, but I'm going to read it to you here. Okay, Melissa.
And the reason why I'm making these videos of these interviews is because you guys have like massively asked for these interviews. So that's why we're doing it.
Parrish began employment with Anadarko as an operator in approximately May 2018. She met Chris toward the end of June 2018, and she is on the same Monday through Friday shift as Watts. She generally sees Watts about once a week during the course of her training in the oil field and at the office. Parrish is aware that Watts is married with kids. She knew that Watts' wife was recently out of town. What's he go announce it to people that she's out of town?
That's what I'm wondering. Is like, how does everybody know that, unless Chris was telling people that, oh yeah, Shanann's gone or whatever have you. But again, Shanann definitely was very public about her trips and so forth like that. So maybe they were friends.
Well, that's kind of weird. And I did want to bring up this. I forgot to bring this up real quick on that Anthony Brown interview. I forgot to point out that, remember he said that Chris called off work that Thursday and Friday?
See, that's what I wanted to look in. He called off work, apparently.
You know, before everything happened, that Thursday and Friday that week before. Okay, he said he had to take Shanann to the airport. That was a lie, because Nicole took Shanann to the airport. So what did he have to do? Now, Thursday, Shanann would have still been home.
What if he dug the hole of those days?
So, but Friday, why did he call off Friday? I mean, I wonder what he was doing Friday. He didn't take her to the airport, so. And then somebody mentioned it, and you know what? I wasn't able to check or to confirm this, but the NK actually had off that Friday. Does anybody know that? If she called off that Friday too? Because that would be very interesting if they both called off that day.
I want to find out.
So let
if she
me
did
know
or not.
if anybody hasn't been able to find that out for sure, because yeah, it would be crazy. Because maybe that's when they were doing some of their planning. Maybe that's
planning, digging the hole, trying to. I'm telling you, we're getting closer.
You know, possibly did they go to Survey 319 to check out anything, to dig the hole, to, I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that is kind of weird that if they both did call off, and he said it's because he had to take Shanann to the airport, and he didn't take her, Nicole did. Okay, let me continue, sorry. Okay, so Watts talked about his daughters with Parrish on occasion, and his daughters seemed to be his world. Parrish described Watts as a very knowledgeable, hardworking, and easygoing. She never observed him complaining about family, home life, or other matters, and she observed him to joke a lot. Watts' nicknames were the Silver Fox, due to his appearance, and the Rain Man, due to his extensive work knowledge. Parrish was not aware of any issues or troubles.
Now it's Monster, Pops, prison BE word, you know?
with Watts' family. She was not aware of any enemies, concerns, or fears about associates, family members, friends, or other individuals. On Monday, August 13th, 2018, Parrish was assigned to work on Survey 319 with Watts and Chad McNeil. Parrish and McNeil arrived at the Anadarko office at approximately 6 a.m. and they left the office around 7:45 or 8 a.m. McNeil and Parrish drove together, but in their own work truck. They stopped along the way at the Batcave to try to find some parts for work, but were unable to locate the necessary items. Parrish believes that she and McNeil arrived at Survey 319 at approximately 8:25 a.m., but she referred Ryder to the GPS data on her work truck for an actual timeline. Watts was already at this site when Parrish and McNeil arrived, and she was not sure how long Watts had been on site. Watts had a shovel, and he was digging a small hole near an oil tank. Parrish believed the hole was approximately a foot wide and 6 to 8 inches deep. This was Parrish's first time at Survey 319, so she was not aware of anything strange or unusual at the site. Survey 319 contains 2 tanks, a pit, and a separator. Watts greeted everyone and explained what was going on with the equipment. Parrish did not notice anything odd about his behavior. He did not appear tired or different than normal. Watts told Parrish that he...
So how did he have that hole dug if he didn't look tired or sweating? That's why a lot of people believe that he was doing it beforehand. He dug it before. There was extra footprints out there. There was not just one, there was a couple. So was it done on that Thursday, Friday when nobody, because like he said, Chris said, oh, don't worry about going out there on Friday. I'll do it Monday. He was trying to make sure nobody was going out there. And even if anybody went out there, they probably would have never seen the hole because it was out there a little bit. It was probably like, what, 30 to 40 feet out there? So nobody would have actually seen it.
Went to a Colorado Rockies game on Saturday, August 11th, 2018, and he told her about a walk-off home run. And we know he lied and even go to that game, so...
You know what they should do is they should see in his truck if he actually went to Survey 319 on Thursday or Friday, Saturday or Sunday, or he probably didn't even take the work truck. He probably went out with either NK or in the Lexus, but who knows? That's just things that they should have looked at.
He's even lying to his coworkers. Watts did not describe his seats, who he was with, or any additional details. It was an evening game, and he had hired a babysitter to watch his daughters. Watts did not say much else beyond these discussions. After some time at Survey 319, Watts, Parrish, Troy McCoy, and McNeil departed and went to a second site. At some point while at the second site, Watts went to a truck to take a call. He did not explain the content of the call to Parrish. Parrish observed that the bed of Watts' pickup truck was full of equipment, but she did not observe the interior of the cab. Parrish was provided Ryder's contact information, and she was asked to call should she recall additional information. On August 16th, 2018, Ryder received a follow-up call from Parrish. Parrish never observed Watts travel directly from his house to the oil field. She often encountered him at the office in the morning prior to leaving for sites. She did not recall him sending out a message via GroupMe that he was at Survey 319, and she believes he usually sends a message to the group when he's in the field. So, that's...
But he was talking to Troy, and he was talking to one other coworker. So did they... Because if he had a work group, why would he be texting them individually? Unless he just didn't want to text the group.
That's kind of weird because not only did she say he doesn't normally go out to the field first, so did Anthony Brown. Remember his interview? He said that was not normal. He always comes to the office first.
Well, because he was out there digging the hole, or he was out there doing the deed.
So I think that just another proof that it was definitely premeditated. I really do believe that, because even if now he would give the excuse,
but premeditated with Nicole or without Nicole. I mean, let's...
I'm not saying he did, but let's say, okay, well then maybe he just, because he snapped, he didn't know what to do, so he just decided to go straight to the field, Either he could say that, or if somebody questioned him, well, you never go, so it had to be premeditated. You never go to the field first. why did you go to the field first, And you could think that, well, because he just snapped and he did that, so he had to go to the field because he didn't know what to do. But no, because he had texted people over the weekend that he was going straight to the field. So right there is telling you it's premeditated, because it's not something he normally.
What if he had dug the hole on Thursday and Friday, went on a date with Nicole to the Lazy Dog, said, hey, hole's dug, all things are go, all things are ready to go. Are you coming over that morning? Whatever have you. Oh, phone pinged. Hello. She has no alibi. Didn't show up to work. Whatever have you. Come on. This is like falling into like steps here.
Normally does, but he knew he had to do it that day because he was planning this. So, I mean, I think right there it's showing that it's premeditated. And not just that, there's other reasons I believe it's premeditated too, but that just helps, helps that theory, or helps that belief that it was premeditated, because he can't, use that excuse, or it doesn't make sense for him to say.
He's trying to use all these excuses.
When I snapped, I didn't know what else to do. I had to go to the site first because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't thinking straight. No, he planned that ahead of time. So to go to that site first, to go to the field first, when two of his coworkers are saying that wasn't normal for him to do that. So
and they interviewed her.
I do think it was premeditated. And then look, why is NK saying, "Oh yeah, it's normal, it's normal"? So that almost makes me believe.
So that's a good. Zav Gril made a very good question. Is Nicole is like, oh yeah, he does this all the time. How the hell would she know? She's in the actual building of Anadarko. She sends these guys. She's safety and what was the other HR? Was it HR? I can't remember. No, I don't think it was HR. Human resource. Yeah, maybe it was. But I'm just like, she's saying he went out there all the time, but all the other coworkers are like, no, he's never done this. That's another red flag for NK.
I believe that there was some kind of talking between them for him, him telling her to make sure, you say that's normal, that I go to the field first, because why else would she say that? I don't know. It does make you think. So, okay, let me finish this interview. Okay, so McCoy had told her Watts had a new pair of boots that he had been wearing. Parrish had not seen this new pair of boots. On Monday, August 13th, Watts was wearing an older pair of boots with his pants tucked in. Parrish had observed.
Wait, what day? Hold on.
Been wearing. Parrish had not seen this new pair of boots. On Monday, August 13th, Watts was wearing an older pair of boots with his pants tucked in. Parrish had observed that Watts normally wears his pants over his boots. Parrish asked Watts about this, and he replied that he was worried about snakes and legless lizards. This is one of the parts that I read back in one of my old videos.
What if he switched his boots?
So he actually had one, another coworker had said he had one pant leg tucked in and one out. And if he was so, I brought this up in my old video, if he was so worried about snakes and legless lizards, wouldn't every time he was out in the field, wouldn't he have it tucked in? Why just that time he was only worried about them? Why wouldn't he be worried every other time too, So that just doesn't even make sense. And also, snakes, would snakes and legless lizards be slithering around in that open field, like it's the open dirt, where they would normally be walking?
Who knows?
It's just dirt. I don't usually very many snakes and lizards right just in the dirt. Now I see in the weeds in the field with the sunflowers and whatever where he dug the hole for Shanann, but
took pictures of it.
Normally on a normal work day there wouldn't. I feel like where they would have to walk, they wouldn't have to worry about snakes and legless lizards. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
isn't it, or isn't a legless lizard a snake?
Obviously, it was. I'm sure he wore those boots, the old boots, because he didn't want to get the new ones dirty, because he was, you know, digging the hole and he didn't want to get them dirty. And
or somebody
even said he had on like an older shirt and baggy pants and just dressed like he wasn't, like he normally doesn't dress. And that's probably because he had to probably on some older clothes, because he ended up throwing away those clothes. Remember in the interview, he said he stopped off to throw away his clothes, so he wanted to wear something older, you know, that was probably too big for him, that he didn't care about, so he could throw them away. So
okay, one more thing I want to add about that. So he says that he got ready first before he killed Shanann. So if he was wearing those clothes that he doesn't normally wear, like the old baggy clothes, because he was planning on throwing them in the dumpster, then how wasn't that premeditated? Because he had put those on before he killed her. If he was ready before, so he had already had those clothes on. So he had already known he was going to do it, because he chose to wear those old clothes that he never normally wears, like they said. You know, I mean, I could see the boots, because he could have put those on whenever, but he had those clothes on, you know. And I mean, I guess he could have changed after, you know, he could have gotten ready and then did it and then, changed. But if you listen to the scenario of how the events took place, he says he got ready, you know, he went up to talk to her, he killed her, and then Bella walked in, and then he, you know, takes Shanann down the stairs. So like in his order of events, there's no time where he says he got changed if it was after, you know what I'm saying? So if Bella walked in, you know, obviously he didn't get changed after, or, you know, rechanged after. So he obviously put those clothes on before he killed her. So that's what makes me, you know, another reason that makes me think it's definitely premeditated, because he had those old baggy clothes on that he knew he was going to throw away. He didn't wear his normal clothes that he wears. And like I said he got ready before he killed her. So, and then, you know, Bella walked in. So, I mean, there was no time that he said.
But the funny thing about the clothes part is, if you look at NK, which we've already seen before, or we've talked about it before, is that she was wearing like long shirts, long like stuff that you would wear in like October. Like I don't wear long sleeves unless it's cold outside or cold in my house, and I have a cold house. But if you looked at Colorado, the same time around the murder time frame, it was like 93 to 96 degrees, and that was just that morning. It got up to like almost 104 that day. So even when she went into her interviews, it was 89, 94. Like, who wears long shirts when it is that hot outside? Because people were led to believe that she might have had some scratches or bruises and stuff like that, possibly from said murder. Which is interesting to say at least, that they didn't ask her, can we see what's on your arms, or like, oh, let me take your jacket or something. Like, they didn't do any of that stuff that, or like, even when you saw that one detective, he grabs that bottle of water from Nicole after the fact, swab it for DNA. Hello?
Said, he changed again or changed his clothes or whatever. No, it all happened. He killed her. Bella walks in. He wraps her up. So there's no other time where he got changed again, you know, as far as, I mean, I guess we're not even sure, though, what he's telling us is even the truth. But for some reason, I do believe, like, the order of things that happen the way he says they happen. I kind of believe that is the truth as far as the order of how it happened.
Again, how about we lock or hook him up to a lie detector again and ask him these questions? Was this how it happened? Did this happen? Did Nicole help you? Did somebody, or was somebody there with you? Or did you dig the hole on Monday? Did you dig the hole on Friday? Like, these are the questions they should be asking.
But I do believe he's hiding a lot. Like,
he's hiding still a lot more.
For example, that it was premeditated. I do believe it was. I believe he planned it, and he is not being very honest about that. And there may be some other things. But as far as kind of the order of how he says things happen, I personally, in my opinion, believe that is the order that they did happen. But of course, that is just my opinion. But I don't know. So I just thought I'd share this with you guys and let me know what you guys think about the whole clothes changing thing. Because like I said, yeah, he said he got ready before, and it doesn't sound like he rechanged his clothes. I mean, he wouldn't have had time, you know, and he didn't even mention that. So
he wasn't sweating. Come on.
All right. Then a couple hours of sleep, alarm goes off. Okay. I guess what I don't understand is, so then there was some talking, and then how did you get on top of her? How did that happen?
It's like when I got into bed, she was laying.
I'm sorry, but from experience, I never got on top of my ex-wife when she was pregnant. One, well, again, he probably didn't care because he murdered the family, but you don't want to get on top, for one, for the woman to be discomfort. Two, I was always scared that I was going to push on the baby or hurt the baby. Probably wouldn't. There's a lot of doctors that told me it wouldn't have happened, but I don't feel like he was on top of her. Because I can't remember how they said that if I was Shanann, just looking at this, whatever have you, the thumb, which is the one that was like the hardest, was on this side of her face. So he had to have been like this. So wouldn't that have been maybe, I just don't think that he was on top of her.
When she was sleeping, she was laying like face down, which she really never does.
Okay.
And I just got into bed.
As if he was on top of her and he did just this, he's probably holding her down, or somebody's holding her down. But there's no way that this woman did not fight him. And if she didn't fight him, she was either probably being restricted or she didn't even know what was happening. Like she would caught it off guard. This woman would have fought for her life.
And I kind of nudged her, and then she like kind of rolled over, and then I was just like right there on top of her.
Okay. And so that was after you'd gotten ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go down, you make your food.
Oh yeah, I've got like cottage cheese and another cup, and made that food that day.
So he went down. Wait.
I kind of rolled over, and then I was just like right there on top of her.
Okay. And so that was after you'd gotten ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go down, you make your...
That was after... So he had went down, made his food, came back upstairs, and then... What the...
Food.
Oh yeah, I've got like cottage cheese and another cup, and made that food that day.
Okay. And so that was after you'd gotten ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that was after you'd gotten ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the fact that he had one tucked in and one tucked out, I think that was just because he was in a hurry doing whatever he was doing. He probably got caught doing something, you know, like maybe he was going to go try to change real quick or something, and then he saw the cars coming or something, you know, or maybe just from digging. I don't know, just the sloppiness, or maybe he was starting to change his boots or something, you know, and then he saw his coworker, so he just only halfway was able to start. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So yeah, he just, I mean, you don't want to get his new boots dirty. And then, like they said, that there was even a pair, I think he had his new pair of boots in his in the truck. So I think what happened is he just didn't have time to change back out of the boots before his coworkers came into his new boots.
Somebody was using his boots. What size was he? What size was Nicole? Were they using each other's boots?
I feel like maybe he was planning on, you know, changing his clothes and his boots before his coworkers even got there, but he didn't have time. So obviously he stopped on the way home somewhere and changed and, you know, threw away his clothes. But okay, so, and it says Parrish did not believe Watts was sweaty or complaining about the heat. Watts was sociable Monday. He spoke about the Rockies game and he joked with McCoy.
That's messed
During the
up.
course of repairing the equipment, Watts released the pressure valves, which caused some oil to spit out. Parrish had observed Watts to be meticulous with cleanliness, but on this occasion he did not clean the spill. Parrish and McNeil departed to a second site while Watts were still at Survey 319. Later in the day, Parrish went back to Survey 319 to evaluate the equipment as repairs had not been fully completed. She noticed that the PRV had not been wiped down, which she thought was unusual given Watts' propensity to clean messes and spills. Parrish wanted Ryder to be aware that she and McNeil had returned to Survey 319 again on Tuesday, August 14th at approximately 7:30 or 8 a.m. in order to check on the equipment. So
they went out there.
That's that interview.
Wow, jeez.
Just wanted to read it. I know, like.
So with what you just heard, guys, that definitely gets us I feel a little bit closer to what we want. But again, I think that it's going to come down to it where we need to either talk to Chris or bring back Nicole. And Nicole ain't going to come back in. I'm pretty sure she ain't going to come back in. I'm pretty sure that D.A. Rourke doesn't want to bring this open. I've always had the theory that what if D.A. Rourke is waiting until like right before November and he wants to like bring in Nicole and talk to her or something like that, which makes him look better for elections. But again, he's not going against anybody for elections. So who knows? But with what we just saw from the Melissa Parrish interview, or what we have heard from Miss Zav Gril, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's any person that you've seen when it comes to like an interview, or you've heard that you want to hear the interview, or maybe you want to see my reaction towards a certain interview when it comes to the Chris Watts case. Let me know. Send it to my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, preferably Instagram. Again, thank you guys for watching. Please take care. Be safe as always. Keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys in the next video.